Hey there, welcome back to the channel. So this is Ramandeep Singh, and since we are learning about binary trees, like we're solving problems on binary trees, today going to be the second video of the series. We're solving the next problem in the binary tree and this problem is called same tree. है ना? This will be solving this in an easy problem, and let's just read the problem statement. What it says. So what we have been given is we have been given the roots of two binary trees p and q. Okay, write a function to check if they are same or not. Two binary trees are considered the same if they are structurally identical and the nodes have the same value. Let's understand this better with this example. है ना? What are same trees? So let's see the thing. है ना? तो देखो same tree means let's see 1 2 then we have 3 1 2 3 cool hai? Here we can see that this node similar to this node. These are root nodes. Basically these two are different trees. So let's say this tree, the root of this tree is p, the root of this tree is q. 1 1, the values are matching. Let's move to the left node of this one, similarly left node of this one. 2 2, they are also matching. ठीक है. Move to the right node of this tree p, rooted at p. 3, move to the right node of the tree rooted at q. 3 3. ठीक है. So they are same. We can see that 3 3, they are same. So we can see that these the nodes have the same value. Cool hai? So what does that mean? The values are again matching here. So all of the values are matching. Also they are structurally same. They are structurally same. Hence we can say they are same trees. ठीक है, कूल है. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. How we can, let's take one more example of not the same tree. Let's take this one. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Here we can see that these nodes are matching. This matches with this. Value wise they are matching. Move to this one. This is matching with this. 2 2. ठीक है. So in this fashion we have two nodes, two root nodes. This is p, this is q, and they are by value they are same, but structurally not matching. क्यों? क्योंकि this 2 is the left node of of this tree, while this 2 is the right node of this tree. So hence they are structurally dissimilar. That's why they are not same tree. So the answer for this example is false. So you have been given a function that's called the function has been is same tree. So it asks us to answer something is same tree. We have been given the roots of two trees p and q, and we have to return true or false depending upon whether these two trees are same or not. So how do we do that? कैसे करेंगे? सिंपल है वही बाइनरी ट्री. देखो, for binary tree you have to follow this structure. This we will observe this pattern once we solve let's say 10 problem of this binary tree. You will observe this pattern. The pattern is like कि ठीक है, we have thing is let's say there is some helper function. There is some helper function which checks for two trees rooted at p and q. Checks for what? Checks for similarity, parity, or whatever property we have been given in the problem statement. this function checks for two binary trees rooted at P and another tree rooted at Q. ठीक है, and that is basically and this function, if this function returns true or false depending upon whether these two binary trees satisfies the properties or not, then this function should also return return true or false for the left subtree of the tree rooted at P and the left subtree of the tree rooted at Q. वो भी तो अपने आप में सब ट्रीज हैं, है ना? Like here we can see that in this example, this is a subtree. This is a binary tree rooted at this node number 1. This is also a this subtree is also a binary tree rooted at node number 2. If the helper function gives me some answer for these two trees, this tree rooted at P and this tree rooted at Q, this helper function for P and Q, then this should also give me the answer for this and this, because left of this should match with left of this, means left of binary tree P should match with the left of binary tree Q, and right of binary tree Q should match with the right of binary tree Q. Right of binary tree P should match with the right of binary tree Q. This should match with this. तो ऐसे चलेगी. So that means this, if this function, that helper function we made somewhere, this one, this should return consistent answer for all subtrees in order to get the answer for the, in order to get the answer for क्या कहते हैं इसको, in order to get the answer should क्या कहते हैं इसको, for all the subtrees in order to get the answer for the क्या कहते हैं यार उसको, for the main trees. ठीक है, cool है. So that's how it's going to be in this case. So let's create that helper function. Let's create that helper function which takes P and Q. Now first of all, these two nodes, these two subtrees should not be the null subtree. So if P is not none, first condition, and Q is not none, both contain some non-zero values. In that case, what we can do is, if P is not none and Q is not none, then we're going to check the value. If P dot value is not equal to Q dot value, then what? If P dot value is not equal to Q dot value, then we will return false right from here. Otherwise, if they are same, then we have to call the same function, helper function, for P dot left. So the left subtree of P binary tree should match with the left subtree of Q binary tree, first thing, and also the right subtree of P should match with the right subtree of Q. So we will return it. Cool है, समझ आया? And why we have written and? Because let's say if the left subtree of P matches with the left subtree of Q, but the right ones do not match, then there is an inconsistent answer, and we have to return false from here. Okay. If one of them is false, so if this is false and this is true, it's going to turn to false. If this is true and this is false, it's going to turn to false. So in order to this entire expression to return true, the left subtrees should also match and the right subtrees should also match. Cool है? ठीक है. That was the first thing. And this is the case when P and Q are not none. Now let's move to the next case where, let's say, if P is none and Q is not none. दिस इज अनदर केस कि एक नल हो गया है लेकिन दूसरे में अभी भी नोड्स बचे हैं, तो दैट मीन्स वी हैव एन इनकंसिस्टेंसी हियर, सो वी विल रिटर्न फॉल्स. इफ P is none, Q is none, and P is not none. Then we will return false. ठीक है. So what otherwise we will return क्या, we have false, then what will return, we would return अगर ये नन है ये भी नन है तो what otherwise true, बाकी सारे केसेस में ट्रू ही है. सोचो कोई और केस जिसमें फॉल्स रिटर्न कर सकते हैं अपने, नहीं है ना, ट्रू वाले केसेस ही हैं, बाकी तो cool है. So that's how this helper function is going to work. And let's jump to the code implementation part. बनाते हैं helper function, बनाते हैं helper. So it takes P Q. If P is not none and Q is not none, what we're going to do is we're going to दोनों अगर हाँ ठीक है, if P dot value is not equal to Q dot value, return false right from here. अच्छा इसको थोड़ा जूम करते हैं. ठीक है. So what else we have? If P is not none and Q is not none, then we will return, then what else we have apart from this? ठीक है, yeah, return helper then if P is and Q is, then return false. If Q is and P is not, otherwise return true. ठीक है, कूल है. Accepted. let's submit it. Got accepted. ठीक है. I hope you got the better clarity of this problem, how we will be solving like other binary tree problems, and you got a better clarity about this pattern है ना कि भाई if some property you are checking for both the trees and you're gonna check for the left subtrees of both trees and then you're gonna check for the right subtrees of both trees. ठीक है. Cool. Thank you so much for joining with me, and I will see you soon in the next video. Till then, bye bye.